Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name's Ed Wired, and I'm already on my second cup of coffee. I had a great night's sleep. I got up. I've been working on email and some stuff for about an hour now. And, go ahead and post into chat, and this will be in the description for this video. My referral code, if you decide to back this game, which is alpha, which has bugs, but if you do decide to back the game when you create your account at Robert Space Industries, if you use my referral code, you'll get 5,000 in-game credits for free, and if enough people use my code, I'll get something nice. If you want to play multiplayer stuff in Star Citizen and you kind of want to join an organization that plays this time in the morning East Coast, by this time I mean 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. East Coast US time. If you speak English, you have a microphone, and you're willing to do a little bit of casual role play without being too serious, then maybe you want to join my Pareto partnership, the org. You can find it with the link, or Pareto will get you to the org page. If you want to put in an application, I got to tell you, the only other qualification besides what I said is you got to be at least 18 years old. Occasionally, we may say a naughty word, and for that reason, we say 18 plus. Because saying 18 plus isn't a guarantee that you're going to find maturity. There's old men like me who at times are immature online. So it's not that young folks can't be good players. It's that we don't want, not the young folks and not us, but we don't want Karens getting mad at us because we had their 12-year-old in our group party and somebody dropped the F-bomb or said something. So that's the reason for that rule. I was playing games when I was young too, and I believe I was cursing too. So it's not a holier than thou situation. Okay, let's pop down to the refinery level and see what the status of our jobs are. Should be done. They should have finished last night. And so we're going to load them into a ship and go take them and sell them. Do I have my helmet on? It appears that I do have a helmet on. So I'm not seeing server messages. Are there server messages right now? The server's full at 50-50. Global chat. Just nobody's typing anything. Okay, so here we are down in the mine. I want to see if this. I want to watch for messages about pirates and about the server stability before I spawn a ship and load all my stuff into it to take it to market. Is the reason I want to make sure I've got global chat on right now. Sometimes it's a distraction, but other times it's a good way if you jump into a server like I just did.
Hey, back again, I see. Welcome.
Yeah, I am back. Okay, let me get a piece of paper.
Feel free to
here,
take a look around. We've got a pretty good selection.
because I want to total up the number of jobs, the size that I'm dealing with here. Three completed work orders. Great. So we got 1787, 3041, and 2322. So if I want to, the biggest one is this one right here. So like a Carrack has got more than enough room, but that's a little bit larger than I want to fly. A Nomad is not large enough for that one. I'm looking at the CSUs. A Caterpillar's way too large. A Cutlass Black will fit that one with 1,600 left. So I couldn't get all three into my Cutlass Black. But blue is smaller. Let's look at the Freelancer. The Freelancer would hold 60. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to back away from the terminal. I'm going to go into my calculator off screen. Calc. This will be the easiest way to do it. Calculator. And let me put in 1787 plus 3041 plus 2322 equals 7. Okay, so I need 7150 worth of SCU. Thank you very much. Standardized cargo units, SCU. Okay. So the Freelancer is 66. That's not big enough. The Aquilla would fit at 96. The Origin would not. The 600 wouldn't. The Dur would not fit. The Freelancer would not. I already said the Cutlass wouldn't. Caterpillar absolutely would. And the Carrack, would. So I've got what? Caterpillar and Carrack. Oh, and the Constellation. Well, we're going to take the Constellation. Now, why is it doing that to me? There we go. Confirm delivery. Confirm delivery. Confirm delivery. Okay, so there we go. we've got all of that stuff loaded into our RSI Constellation Aquilla. That is putting all of our eggs into one old design basket. That's true. That is true.
Today's scheduled waste disposal has been postponed until further notice.
Oh, man. Second cup of coffee. I already had a little snack for breakfast. Already made it pass through my email. Happy Friday. I got a package coming today, something I ordered. That's always nice. So our Constellation Aquilla is the ship we need to pull out. RSI Constellation Aquilla. It's been a while since I've flown this one. I used to fly it a lot. It actually handles better than it should for its size. Pad 5. It's got the space utilization isn't the greatest, and it's you really need to have somebody else, at least one other person with you to man the turrets. And the engines were easily shot off for a while, which made it not so good for combat. And people knew that, so they would deliberately blow your engines off and leave you kind of like stranded. And it's got a snub fighter here in the back that they haven't implemented the ability to take, to take off in that and to go. It just stays stuck back there the whole time. Now here's the cargo bay, which if we looked at the cargo bay, we would see it's full of stuff. Matter of fact, we'll do that when we get in the ship. We don't have. There you go. There's all of our cargo loaded in here. Loaded into the cargo bay. Okay. We want to let our shields come up to strength for sure.
are clear to launch.
Okay, we've got our route set for Lorville, which is wonderful. Our shields have had a chance to come up. We've
Landing gear raised. Thank you, and please visit again.
there we go. On our way to Hurston now with our cargo. Now I saw somebody earlier in chat talking about low frame rate at Lorville. There's another person that says the server is trashed. Somebody says it's my friend's fault. We're sorry. What did you do? You notice I'm not gonna sit still. That's a good way to get shot, is if you come in and you sit still. If somebody's waiting, you're an easy target. So while I'm waiting for the drive to cool down, I'm making sure that I'm moving. Blind jump to Lorville. Please work. Please work. Now you want to get down into the hangar and landed. That's where your risk of losing the load will go away. So right now, that's where we're headed. It's over here to the spaceport. Flying at SCM. We'll stay above 10,000 feet for the time being. Or not feet, but you know, above 10,000 in altitude. Okay, so we saw the Armistice thing just flicker on. Tease the spaceport's off the nose, 12 o'clock. Now, as of this morning, there wasn't a patch released to the PTU. Again, we're trying to make sure we don't get caught with cargo in our ship or refining jobs running when a new patch hits the PU. So the way that we're going to know that is it's very, very rare for a patch to go straight from Evocati to released. It almost always spends a couple days in the PTU. So once we see a patch show up in the PTU, we know we've got about 24 hours left where we could safely mine. And our mining jobs on the slowest extraction method have been running about 20 hours. And then at that point, just dip down to see where the airport was. Then at that point, I'm going to switch off to bounty hunting or something else. So Tease spaceport's right there below us. So I have gone down below 9,000. Right around that big Hurston building, though, I think the restricted airspace comes up a little bit. And so I'm always careful to maintain altitude until at least I'm a beam of that. But then I think to get the ATC message, you almost have to get a little bit lower. I can see the tower down there. I can see the perimeter lights around the spaceport. It says, please contact ATC to land. We absolutely want to stop and do that right now. Lorville Landing Services.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Okay. So we got a landing bay. I'm gonna open the flaps up, my VTOL flaps. All right. And then we get closer, I'm gonna open up my landing gear. So don't let me forget to open my landing gear. The flight dynamics change when you deploy the gear. So on these big ships, when you're in atmosphere, I'll wait. I can see the landing bay. I can see which way it's aligned. So I'm going to fly over and then straighten up and fly in straight in. Do a little bit of side slide here. Put my landing gear down now.
Landing gear deployed.
Yes, I could have third-personed it, but I didn't.
Landing complete.
And I could have used the auto land,
Landing complete.
but I
Have a pleasant
didn't.
stay. Engines.
So our load should be safe now, even if the server was to 30K. We've landed. Should be good. Should be good there. Ship's powered on. We got lights now instead of this elevator. Again, let's look. This is our load of cargo back here, right? Got a ship full. Our cargo bay had a little bit of room left, but it's pretty full. So this is where all of our stuff is. I'm not going to go. I'm going to ride this elevator down, but that's a little bit better view. All right. So this whole cargo bay right here goes down, and you can get a vehicle in there too. It's pretty cool. And there's our snub fighter. Ship will be a lot better once you're able to use that. But the Constellation series needs a rework, and I think they're just putting it off until they're closer to release before we get a rework. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade that ship into something else or to keep it, but as we saw in this case, it was the right size, bigger than a Freelancer in terms of cargo, but not as big as a Caterpillar. It would have been no sense for me to load my Cat up and still have a bunch of space left. The Caterpillar, being a bigger ship, is actually a little bit tougher to get into the hangar. So let's make our way now to sell all of this cargo. You notice the security presence on Hurston as soon as you get off. There's guys with armor and suits. It's the corporation owns the whole planet. And instead of Metro Center, we're going to the Central Business District.
Step away from the platform edge when train is approaching. Next stop, Central Station.
Excuse me. Coffee burp.
Now arriving, Central Station. Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
I think my flying is definitely better when I'm playing this game for at least an hour a day. And if you fly the same ship a lot, then obviously you get better on that ship, and maybe you're not going to be as good on the others. For a long time, landing, was fly the smaller ship into the hangar and then level it out and go down. With the larger ships, you almost can't do that because they're so large that you need to get them situated over the opening and then sink down into it. Using third-person view helps, but to not use third-person view and to be able to do it means it's kind of like parking in a garage at home. You kind of have to know where the blind spots are and still be able to estimate your distance away from things. So pretty happy with that last landing. Now this is Constantine Hurston. No, it's not. He's up there in the office. This guy is dressed like Constantine Thurston. Hey, buddy. Can you show me the way to the VIP? And I hate the glare that's on these. For whatever reason, they've got lights placed over those first terminals. They glare right up into your face. Okay, so we want to sell. And we're going to sell from our Constellation Aquilla, 7,147 CSU out of 9,600. Okay, so looks like we've got 34,000 alpha UEC worth of stuff. We can only sell one at a time. That's fine. And this happens all the time. You're using the terminal and it times you out, and then you come back in and it's messed up. This is something that's goofed up. Now, see, this is goofed up. As long as I'm sitting here using it, it shouldn't time out. Should not time out. So you come back in. Oh, it's not goofed out. So this is a couple days worth of, like maybe 2 days, with 2 mining runs apiece, mining, and then spent a little bit of money at the refining decks. Waited 20 hours, 22 hours for the refining jobs to finish. And it was like 1,000 UEC, 800 UEC to run the mining jobs. We're going to run around to the other side. It was giving me an error message on that. I don't know if I already sold it. It just hasn't cleaned up yet or what. We'll take a look from a different terminal. So, Borace is...
We're sorry. You've exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to storage.
I guess it's not buying Borace right now.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh well. So, you got a couple choices now. We could leave the Constellation here in Hurston and try to sell later.
For your safety, please vacate the area.
We could fly the Constellation back up to the space station and leave that, you know, leave that cargo on it. Also, notice that person was complaining about frame rate in Hurston. Right now, I'm seeing anywhere between 30. Yeah, mine's sitting right on 30, 31, 37, 40, 41, 45. We didn't really notice it bad when we were flying in. So, you know, that could be a bunch of stuff. The game is not optimized. Won't be optimized until it's close to release. So depending upon lots of things, your system, your CPU, your graphics card, whether you're running off of an SSD, how much memory's on your system, your network connection, and the state of the server you're connected to, all of those things are gonna contribute to the frame rate or the lack of frames you see. I also think when you're in a group party and there's a bunch of people in the party, you will see the party markers disappear and the party markers lag behind. And somebody who's not in a party won't see that, so it appears worse when you're in a party than when you're not playing in a party. But right now, I'm not having any problems on this server. 32, 40, 37 frames a second, so I'm glad I decided to go ahead and make my cargo run. There's the tower for Tisa Spaceport, I think. Yeah, 40, 42, 38 frames per second right now. I've got the NVIDIA little monitor running up on my screen. Some people will use the command in Star Citizen and it puts all that stuff up at the top right corner, but I'm just using the NVIDIA overlay to watch it on.
Watch your step when disembarking the train. Trespassing or attempting to trespass on train tracks is a serious...
So I think I'm going to get another ship out to fly back up to her L2. I'm going to leave that Constellation here and try to sell the cargo off of it next. The reason I say that is I don't think I'm going to get that much cargo to haul back down here, so I don't think I'm going to miss having that big ship. If I do another couple cargo runs between now and when I stop, because the patch is incoming, I'll still have my Freelancers and my Nomad and the other ships up there, the Cutlass Black, to haul it with. So let's get a small ship out to take back to Hurl L2. We need something with a jump drive. The Arrow, we could take the Arrow. I like the Pisces. Let's fly the Pisces back. Hangar 9. One of the things that's new is now, if you look, if you forget which hangar you're in, find the ship marker and it'll remind you. That's great, because, you know, how many times were you between the terminals and the elevators and you forgot which one you were in? Used to happen all the time. So that was a great improvement. Also, this new UI that showed up in this release for all the elevators and stuff, that's really a lot. That's a big improvement over the old UI where it was just like floaty, glowy labels. So here's Anvil C8X Pisces Expedition. It's like a little shuttle aircraft. It does have some guns on it, right? The only way to get in and out is through the back, and this is something else that was new to this patch. They put a little glowy circle over where you get in and out of ships. And this is the only way to get in and out. But we've got a little bit of cargo space back here, and there's also 2 jump seats and the pilot's seat. But it's a little shuttlecraft, kind of like, what was it, the Galileo, or what was that in Star Trek? They had the little shuttles. Let's go ahead and get our doors opening up.
You are clear to launch.
All right. And then let's set our her L2 is where we're going. And again, always give it, you got to give the hangar doors a chance to open up, but always give your shields a chance to come up. If you're at Grimhex, where somebody could try to shoot you in the hangar, you might want to let your shields come up before you even open the hangar doors.
Takeoff complete.
It would look like these hangar doors have closed on us.
You are clear to launch.
Tease the spaceport in the rear view. Again, there's the Hurston building. One day, the developers of the game will have that whole building open. There'll be places to live, places to shop, places to eat. You know, so that's going to become an area as they make progress on building out the universe. And I think that'll change the landscape of Lorville in that right now, other than the gleaming marble and with gold highlighted trading district, which is kind of nice, the majority of everything else we see at Lorville is that dirty worker industrial type of thing, and I think that'll add some more of the nice area, right? Because that's where the better, the Hurston corporate employees are working versus all the workers over there in our current spawn point at the I think it's L19 building. So that'll be cool when that's in game. Let's find our marker for the jump back to the space station. Cut our drive on. We're going to use orbital marker 4. Alrighty. And then we'll jump back to her L2. But yeah, this is a pretty easy ship to fly. It's not, you know, if you had a big ass ship that was tough to and used a lot of fuel to go from orbit down to the planet and back, this would be the exact little kind of ship you could use for ferry missions. And in fact, it's custom made to fit into the hangar bay of the Carrack, which is a big ship. So I like the, you know, this is a decent little ship. But, you know, it's got some guns, but I would say it's defensive in nature. You really don't want to go against anything but the lightweight things in this if you wanted to try to PvP. The Arrow, for instance, that fighter that we saw on the checkout list, would be better for, you know, going after bounties or whatever else. Of course, you can only fit one person in the Arrow, and I don't think it has any cargo space. Okay, so we came out of our jump. You notice my throttle is still up there. I'm moving in case anybody was here ready to ambush us. It's always good to keep moving. And this dumped us out about 60 miles away, or 60 kilometers away. So we're gonna jump one more time, and then that brings us to like within 20. So there's the space station. You can see all the refining docks, refining stuff that was added, sticking out over there off to the right. And then there's the round ring space station directly ahead. I'm going to point off to the side of it. When you're flying in space, never fly directly at something. Fly beside it or fly to just above it. That way, if you don't slow down in time, you won't run into it. You'll just go past it, right? Also, always remember when you've got your cruise control on, which you could see, it's that little up arrow caret right underneath the line for SCM, because forgetting to take cruise control off is an excellent way to wreck into stuff. So what I do is when I see the contact ATC, I contact ATC, I then take off cruise control and I put down landing gear. That's my procedure to make sure that I don't forget to do that. If you watch me day after day, you've heard me say it time after time. Sorry about being repetitive, but if you have any background in education, especially in even adult education, and yes, adults can be educated, repetition is a key to learning. Some people need to read it over and over again. Some people can learn by hearing things over and over again. And then other people learn by doing things over and over again. So I'm looking in my friends list here for the station to show up in friends. And then we'll request, there it is. Friends, request landing. Come off of the cruise control, put landing gear down. So yeah, so for a while, part of my career, I was an instructor of adults, and we had lecture where I would say things. We had presentations where you would show people things, and then we had hands-on labs on lab equipment where my students actually got to do those things. And so depending upon the kind of learning that each student learned better at, they would have an opportunity for all of those things. And I think that would still hold true even if nowadays there's a whole lot of distance learning, right, where you're doing things remotely. I think it's, people are like, well, I can listen to it all day long, but I learn when I do it. Or, not another damn PowerPoint presentation. I want to be able to ask somebody questions and do it. And so I would hope that the people that are designing and implementing, remote learning, while everybody is trying to avoid crowds and whatnot, have taken that into account. I don't know if we'll let it refuel. I don't know if that background is why sitting here talking a lot comes easy to me, but whatever. So we'll go ahead and land.
Landing complete.
We'll cut off our engines by hitting the I key.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
And again, if you're on a planet, it kicks up dust storms. If we're streaming with people, engines running make noise. So hitting that I key is great, but we leave the power to the ship on, so the shields are up. So if dirty pad rammers or whatever tried to attack us right now, we'd still have the benefit of our shields. And again, that's just a habit. If you've watched me stream before, you will have heard me say that over and over again. But I never know unless people are typing stuff into chat and I see the names. I don't know whether the people that are watching are new to Star Citizen and benefit from, you know, insights like that or not. So I go ahead and I say it anyway. But anyway, there's our little Pisces. Decent little ship. And here we are at Her L2. And they've added guns here. There's turrets that'll fire on criminals, people with a criminal stat. If they try to get close to the space station, they'll be told you don't have landing rights, and they'll fire at you. So that's kind of nice. I believe they've also added signage. Somewhere in here there's signage that tells you what pad you landed on. So let's go to the lobby. And I think what I want to do is I want to grab my prospector. I want to go out and I want to do one mining. I want to mine in the Arron Halo Belt and bring that load back. So that's probably about 30 more minutes that I will stream before I knock it off today. So if you want to see me mining asteroids in the prospector, hang around for about, because that's what we're going to do right now. Pad 2. And I noticed my viewer count changed, so I'm guessing the people that were viewing were like, oh, okay, mining, I'm out of here. And that's cool. I support giving people information that will help them best figure out how to plan their time. Right? Not a problem, because I was going to go mining whether people were going to watch or not. I'd be playing this game and doing the same thing in game even if I wasn't streaming. Unlike some folks who are a full-time streamer and streaming has become their job, and God bless them. Nothing wrong with that. You know, if they enjoy playing games, that means they have a job they enjoy, and that is definitely worth. Let's do the tell them we're leaving.
You are clear to launch.
I, on the other hand, have work of a different nature than streaming. And I would be playing this game for fun, and the only reason I stream is to just maybe recruit some people to my organization if they want to play the same game at the same time of day. There's some things that not easily done single player that could be done multiplayer, and also to get people, if they want to back this game, to get people to use my my referral code, which if enough people use it, then I'll get some nice in-game rewards as well. So that's really my motivation behind streaming. So what we're going to do now is we set our marker to arc L4, but if you look on this map, you can see right close to our path there's something that's labeled CRU L3. That's a Lagrange point where sometimes there's a space station, but not in this patch. But those two narrow lines, solid lines, that's where the Arron Halo Belt is. It appears on screen as if it's outside of that, but that's because of the way this map works. So we're going to watch our line, and as our line gets shorter and the end of it is in between those two bands, we're going to close this map and we're going to kill our engines, and hopefully we'll drop out in the middle of the asteroid belt and we'll be able to mine some asteroids. So when I label this video, this VOD, and export it over to YouTube, I need to remember we took the mining jobs, we put them in the Constellation Aquilla, we flew them down to Lorville, we sold them, we flew the Pisces back to Hurl L2, then we got the Prospector out. And then what I do is I put all the ship names in the description so that if somebody searches on a ship name, it'll also hit. Like, you know, the whole metadata tags kind of stuff. Okay, so look, the line is now in that zone. Okay, so I killed the engines. Cut them back on. Let's go into scanner mode. Send out our ping. Poof. And there is a mineable right here. So let's fly over here and take a look. There's two minables. There's one over there and there's three. There's another one down here too. I'm looking at the distances. Or no, that's the... So 1313. .8, 11.2. Let's go to this one, simply because I'm not going to be looking into the sun. It'll be a little bit easier. So what we'll do is we'll narrow our beam down. Just like other things, when we get close, we're not going to point straight at it because we don't want to run into it. That'll blow your ship up. That's not fun. Also, by narrowing your, if you look up at my like radar screen up at the front, you'll see when I've narrowed this beam down, instead of going out in all directions, it kind of goes out just to the front of you, and that can that means it's not as easy for people to see your pings. And that's going to help with your staying stealthy, all right? We'll slow down a little bit. So yeah, so narrowing your pings not only gives you greater range in that in that side, but it makes you less likely to be discovered by somebody seeing your pings. It, I guess for lack of a better term, it focuses the energy of the ping like a flashlight beam. Okay, we're getting about 4,000 meters away. At some point, we should see the mineable we've discovered show up as a little glowing, and I'm going to pull this out so that it's not covering up as much. We should see it show up as like a little glowing, a glowing rock. Like with a gold color to it. There it is. There they are. You see them? So now we don't need to be in scanning mode anymore. We can go into mining mode.
Mining mode on.
Quantanium is the explosive stuff that is unstable. It blows up after 15 minutes.
Scan initiated.
Let's see what's in this rock. That one's got a bunch of quantanium in it. That's got quantanium in it too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set my route back to the space station, right? So when we're ready to go, when we've got the unstable rock loaded in our cargo, it'll save us like 30 seconds by having this already done. We'll just be able to hit warp and then point to the marker and go. I'm also going to try to take the pieces that have quantanium in them and put them in my ship last, right? $5122 is the mass. Okay, so this one's a little bit larger rock. Okay, we're up to 100% power. Now let's ease in closer. bias our shield power towards the front. We're looking at the charge level to see if the charge level is going to come up. Here we go, charge levels starting to show up a little bit. Let's go a little bit closer, charge level. So now we're close. Too close for comfort. So this is starting to come up, so now we're going to back out. This is exactly what we want. Slow rising of the level. Got to ease in just a smidgen. Green zone. Don't get too close to the danger zone. We fell out of the green zone. Now we're back in the green zone. So I'm taking the laser off the lock when it was falling out.
Scan initiated.
Okay, so let's look at this piece right here. What's in that piece? Barrel, but mostly inert. Inert's got no value to us. Barrel, mostly inert. What's in this rock? A little bit of Quantanium, barrel, quartz, inert.
Scan complete.
What's in this rock?
Scan complete.
What's in this rock?
Initiated. Scan complete. Scan complete.
Okay. Nice and slow. That's what's going to do it.
Scan
Look at the narrow band on this rock. This one is really narrow. So that one just plain blew up. We cracked that one. Our shields protected us. We got an under attack message.
Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated.
There's the other rock right here. Oh, this one's got a real narrow band. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to blow up that one. It's too big.
Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated.
That's a crap rock.
Scan initiated. Scan complete. Extraction mode on.
Okay, so now I got volatile cargo.
Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan complete.
Time to boogie home.
Flight mode off. Quantum drive engaged.
We're going to shift our shield power to the rear. Because if somebody's to attack us, it'll probably be from behind. So now we move shields that way.
Quantum travel complete.
Once again, we'll get up to, we'll stay moving. It's a moving target. It's harder to hit. So you notice if you look up at our shields, about the 2 o'clock position on the screen, 50 in the front, 50 on the sides, 250 to the rear. When in multiplayer ships, when the co-pilot stuff is enabled, that's likely something you would have your other crew members doing to assist the pilot, is to constantly balance and buff the shields in the direction of the hazard or your attackers are coming from, right? With a single player ship or playing solo, it could get kind of busy at times to keep track of that. Okay, so combat's prohibited doesn't mean people can't shoot at us. Just means they'll get in trouble for doing so. Come on, ATC. Should be hearing from the ATC any minute. But notice again, I'm leaving the cruise control on because a moving target is more difficult to hit.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Landing gear down, cruise control off. Now my hand's on the throttle, still keeping it up there at the red line, SCM. Don't run into that gun turret that's right up there at the 12 o'clock with the greenish blue line, lights. Notice I'm throttling down a little bit. I'm gonna crab over, get lined up. $152 credits for repair because we had that one rock blow up on us.
Hydrogen fuel at 100%. Landing successful.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Okay. Come on. So that's my warning going off about the unstable fuel inside. So you see, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go to the I'm going to claim that ship, or not claim it, but I'm going to store that ship when I'm at the lobby, and that should pause that timer. Sometimes what people will do is they won't ask for landing position. They'll just stop. They'll stop on a pad and let it get impounded because that's quicker, right? But I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead, okay, here, Prospector, store. I want to store it. Store. Boom. And I think that'll stop the timer on it, on the cargo. I'm not sure. We won't dilly-dally. We'll get down to the refining deck, but I think that has that action. I'm not sure. So that shows you if I had mined that Quantanium first, it would have definitely started beeping before we got back to the station. Who needs that kind of stress? I don't need that kind of. Do you need that kind of stress? I don't need that kind of stress. Absolutely not. I don't need it. Don't want it. Won't take it. So we're looking at an hour and a half now of gameplay. Sort of what I like. If you want to play games, Star Citizen, for about an hour, hour and a half in the morning East Coast time. Casual, role-play oriented stuff. Not always mining. I'm willing to do other multi-crew things. Maybe you'd like to join my org. The link is in the description.
Hi,
PARETO, Pareto
Feel free
Partnership.
to take a look around. We got a pretty good selection.
Boom. So there we go. We have a mining job now underway. 22 hours effectively, so got that going. I'm gonna wrap up my stream for now. Thanks for watching, and
Hi. Good
we'll
to have
see
you back.
everybody maybe well, tomorrow is
See you if you
Saturday,
like.
so who knows. Usually I might sleep till 9 on Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. See everybody later. Take it easy. My name's Ed Wired. Thanks for watching.